Okay, I don't know how well this is going to come through because I'm outside. It's gorgeous out here right now. But I just got around to watching mrcolinnoir's video on the gun shop types. I've been watching some of the more recent stuff. I'm finally getting down to it. It hit the nail right on the head. Everything he said is all guys that I've experienced in the gun shop. There was I think two that I've experienced as customers that do irritate me, and then 3 or 4 behind the counter as salesmen that it just makes you wonder. So the first type that I wanted to talk about for a customer is Mr. Hands-On. Now, I'm not saying if you're going to go into a gun shop and buy a firearm, don't be hands-on. If you're in there looking for a Glock and they've got a whole shelf full of Glocks, I mean, grab one. You know, hey, can I see this? Rack the action, look at it, you know, hey. But the hands-on guy, he goes into the gun shop, looks at the coolest thing that they have. Let me put my hands on that. He gets it in his hands. You know, he's not ignorant. He doesn't put his finger on the trigger. He's not pointing it at anybody, but he's sighting up, you know, looking at it. Then he gives it back to the gun guy. And he says, hey, let me look at that. He gets another one in his hands. He's fingering it all up, you know, looking at it, whatever. Hands it back to the guy. Now he goes from one style of rifle to the other spectrum. He goes from looking at maybe AR-15 styles to bolt actions. Puts his hands on a couple of those. Then he goes to over-under shotguns. Then he goes to handguns. Then he goes back to long guns. And he just, when he comes in, they might as well just line all the guns up and hand them to him one after another. I mean, he puts his hands on everything. So when I come in and I want to look at something, it's already in his hands, or I've already seen him over there pleasure himself with it. It just annoys me. If you're going to go into a gun shop and touch everything, just don't. Don't go into a gun shop and grab every gun in there. Go in, you know, with something you might be looking for. I go in with an intention of what gun I'm looking for. That's all I'm saying. The next type that I don't like who comes into the gun store, and this may be by necessity, I don't know, but the guy who comes in, who looks like he just took out a loan at the bank, he's got a pocket full of money, and he just starts telling them to set stuff on the counter. Oh, I want, how many, what's the limit on that ammo? I want all those boxes, and I want one of those, and I need a bunch of extended magazines, and I need this, and I need that, and he walks in like he's the governor, and, you know, he's just picking stuff out. This, and this. And the hilarious part is if you stay there long enough in the gun shop, just hang around. You know, take a little extra time looking at that gun. Hang around. When he starts getting rung up and he starts seeing that total go up, oh, it turns out he doesn't need 1 or 2 of those PMags. He doesn't need that extra 20 rounds of ammo. When he says doesn't need, it means can't afford, because my wife's going to kill me that I took out a loan to buy stuff at the gun shop to make my ego go up. Not my type of guy. Now, behind the counter, these guys amaze me. Absolutely amaze me. They're the types, and I'll start off specific. I'm 19, but I've been in firearms forever. And when I walk into a gun shop, I expect the guy behind the counter to be knowledgeable. But there's a 19-year-old behind the counter, 18, 19, you know, sometimes 20 or older, and you see an AR-style rifle. Hey, you mind if I look at that? Oh, yeah, sure. You ask him what it is. Just do it for fun. Even if you know what it is, just do it for kicks. Ask him what it is. It's an AR-15. Who makes it? And then they start flipping around on the tag on the trigger guard to figure out who makes it. And in that same instance, after he finishes, how much is it? He goes right back to the tag. They know nothing. Go in and ask a guy, do you have any direct impingement ARs? What kind of AR? They don't know what direct impingement is. Piston-driven ARs. Well, let me check. And they go start reading tags. If you're going to work at a gun shop, please have some kind of knowledge as to what the firearm is, what it's used for, something. Know something. I mean, even if you just know the calibers. If I come in, hey, what kind of AR-15s you got? Oh, I got some stuff chambered in 5.56, 45. That's the same thing as, .223. I've got some 7.62s over here, some piston-driven. Just basic. I mean, come on. The next guy that I don't like is the retired Marine, retired police officer that is strictly old school. I call them polymer haters, because they hate anything that's not metal. You come in looking for a Glock, and he looks at you like, why don't you go down to Walmart and buy a pellet gun? Because he's used to, well, it's a metal frame, it's got metal magazines. That's all they're into. That's all they care about. They don't care about your needs. Some of them are so old school as to say, when you're looking for a long gun, the first thing he wants to show you is what his granddad had, and that's some 1886 Sharps replica, or some lever action gun. Now, I'm not hating on lever actions. I own quite a few. I love lever guns, especially the old octagon barrels. But if that's not what you're looking for, don't try to talk me into it, just because that's what granddad had. The last guy who irritates me in a gun shop is the gun ban, scared of government control type. And I'll explain that. When I went into a gun shop right after this past incident, I was looking to buy another AR. And I asked the guy, where's your piston-driven stuff at, preferably in 223? He was like, I don't have anything piston-driven. He said, this is what I have and you need to pick something. I was like, excuse me? He goes, look, now's not the time to be picky. You just need to buy what you can and buy it today. Buy it quick. And I thought, well, you're not going to help me out at all. You just want me to buy something and leave? No, I'm not okay with that. This is the guy who just doesn't want you to do any research. He's the type that impulse buys. And I'm pretty sure when he goes into a gun shop, when he's looking for an AR or he's looking for a bolt action, he asks a couple questions. He's just not like, oh, that's a bolt action gun, give me that one. No. So don't fall for that crap just because they talk to you, oh man, you're not going to be able to get them here in a couple months. Don't believe that BS. All they're trying to do is get rid of some guns, get your money. Thanks for watching this. If anybody watches the response, I'm going to be posting some more videos hopefully today, and some on my channel. I'm just been really busy. This will be the first video I ever posted, actually. But yeah, I hope everybody just has a good day. Stay smart and stay safe.